This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Good evening and welcome to the Holbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology for tonight's HCAC matchup between the Anderson Ravens and the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Hello, friends. My name is Walter Gordon, alongside Mr. Troy Wilson, and Troy. Back in at the Holman Arena for another pivotal conference game. It seems like all conference games in the course of a season are pivotal, but this one with a in-state opponent and another team that is looking to bring home the regular season championship. This is a big game here tonight for Rose-Hulman.
It really is, with Rose-Hulman sitting in second place in the Heartland Conference and Anderson coming in third place. Every game down the stretch is going to be big for both of these teams. I was looking at it last night. It's really interesting. Rose-Hulman, I think it was 11 games so far this year have been decided by 10 points or less, and this one I don't expect to be any different.
You know, with these two teams like to score the ball, and traditionally, this is the last recent memory, there's been a lot of points scored in this season. We look at the records for these two teams. Rose-Hulman 9-4 on the season overall, 5-2 in conference, which really is what matters. Anderson 10-5 and 5-3. Rose-Hulman, like you mentioned, second in the conference. Anderson third. So the top 6 teams, at least at this point, the top 6 teams will make the postseason tournament unless Commissioner Jones and his crew decide to change that up. Maybe there's some talks about that since there won't be a full 18-game schedule this year. But at this point, you got to be in the top 6. And this game, you know, I don't think it will have too much impact even for the loser. This being with so many games left, and both of these teams vying for the top of the conference.
Yeah, they've both been, obviously, started the season pretty well. They've carried it over into conference play. Rose-Hulman 4-2 at home, 4-2 on the road. So you just want to see them keep taking care of business here at the Holbert Arena and hopefully get a big win tonight over Anderson, because looming a week from now is a shot at #1 Hanover.
Yes. And you have just a limited number of shots, and hopefully we'll be able to stay healthy and keep these games progressing as scheduled as we are really right about the midway point of our conference schedule. We'll go ahead and take our first break in our Sonic pregame show. Come back and get you set for action. You're watching Indiana Sports Network, sponsored by Indiana Army National Guard.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
Gen Z is a stalled generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need. No matter the season. Getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? One crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
One Sonic cream cheeseburger.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
First of two meetings this season scheduled in the regular season for Rose-Hulman and Anderson, as we have here tonight. Rose-Hulman 9-4, Anderson 10-5, and both teams playing good basketball. Anderson, we don't want to bypass this fact. Anderson was picked to win the regular season. They got preseason number 1 in the conference, so some lofty praise by the powers that be and the coaches and media writers knew that this Anderson team would be really good.
Yeah, and that wasn't lost on the Ravens as they come in here tonight, maybe thinking they should be a little bit higher up than they are right now.
Yeah.
So they're going to want to push really hard the last month and a half here and try to get to the top of the heap. Two pretty good clubs on top of them, though, with Hanover and Rose. And let's see if the Engineers have got what it takes tonight. Going to be a defense-led game. Most of the year, they've held their opponents to under 70 points, but they've not always come out on top in that.
Right.
So you're going to need some scoring. Max Chaplin leading the way for the Engineers. Let's see if he can continue that tonight. Samvit Ram had a big game last time out, too.
One, you mentioned Max Chaplin, a young man that started the season, really started his career the first couple of years, coming off the bench, being a spark plug this year. Quite frankly, Kobe started to change things up, and you scrambled your lineup, and the next young man got a chance to start in lineup, and lo and behold, he hasn't come out of it, playing some really good basketball.
Yeah, it really has, and you never know when the opportunity is going to strike.
That's right.
And it's if you're ready to take advantage of it when it does. Mm-hmm. And Chaplin has really stepped up for the Engineers this year. Of course, Terry Hicks, kind of the stalwart down inside. Look for a good game out of him tonight. This was one we've kind of had marked on the calendar for a little while. It's going to be a good showdown.
It is, and when you look at trying to figure out who's available, who's not, both teams, I would imagine, are facing, all teams in the conference are facing the same thing, really, across the country in college basketball. You're facing this: who's going to be available night in, night out. As Rose-Hulman still not 100%, still have a couple of guys for a variety of reasons not playing tonight. You got to come with who brought you. But looking at Anderson, I was kind of checking around to see, if there's a few glaring people that are missing. And one guy that definitely is in attendance tonight is Mr. Maurice Knight.
Yeah, and the Heartland Conference Athlete of the Week.
Yes.
I mean, he's their leading scorer. He's the guy, if you're Rose-Hulman, you're going to key on tonight. Really, he leads the entire offensive effort. So that's something you want to see Rose kind of key in on him. But you pay too much attention to him, and then you're opening up some other avenues for the Ravens to take advantage. So you kind of have to balance it out, but it will be interesting to see if the Engineers can stop Knight tonight.
And, of course, the Ravens have a host of others that can score, and you look at, their stats. So far this season, a host of Ravens score between 6 to 8 points a game. So it's just not the Knight show, and everybody else standing in the corner. These guys have many guys that can put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, they can spread it around pretty well. That's what I mean. You've got to be really balanced on defense. You want to key in on him. You obviously want to keep an eye on Maurice Knight. He is generally the leader on the offensive end, but you never know who can step up.
Right.
And as you were mentioning, now more than any other time I remember, it's exactly what you said. It's day to day anymore. Yeah. You never know who's going to be available if you're going to be playing the game. We've already seen one game of Roses called off this year. No fans in attendance tonight. We are at least glad that we're going to get to see some basketball.
Hey, you walk in to our perch. There are a couple young ladies, Rowan Hine and Jordan Barlow, over there getting some homework done. They're supposed to be at Anderson. Rose women not playing, so just a testament of fact. there's some cancellations around, and that's just the nature of it. We roll with it, but glad to be here tonight to present this game for you. We'll step aside. Another break in our Sonic pregame show. Come back and get your Troy's keys for the game. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
I need a Mocha Crunch Blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the Mocha Crunch.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley
with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
And welcome back to our perch up here high above the Holbrook Arena. Well, not too high. I don't want to make it seem like we're on the 5th floor, but we got a nice view here at the Holbrook Arena. I want to take this moment and thank our sponsors tonight's game, Crane Credit Union, Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, our title sponsor, LaborLink, Lynn's Pharmacy, Marcy Oak, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. York keeps us styling and profiling and gives us a nice ride to each and every contest. They have locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Troy, the numbers 2 and 3 teams in the Heartland Conference here tonight, Rose-Hulman and Anderson. What are your keys for victory starting with Rose-Hulman here tonight?
Well, for Rose-Hulman, they're 7-0 when they've held their opponents under 65 points this year. You want to make Anderson work each and every possession down the floor. Don't make it easy on him. Try to keep it as low scoring as possible because it's worked out for him so far this year. If it's a close, tight game, Rose has proven they've got what it takes to bring it home at the end. Pretty clutch so far this season. So for Anderson, on the other hand, maybe try to open this up a little bit, get a little faster pace going tonight.
And the pace is something that I fully expect there to be quite a bit of pace here tonight. I know from Anderson will try to get out in transition, and they are very accustomed and well-versed, capable of doing that. So it's always scary for Rose-Hulman fans when Anderson comes to town because it's usually a game that's going to get up and down, and Rose-Hulman definitely going to have to be on their A game to play the preseason number 1 team in the conference. Of course, you get no hardware for being preseason number 1, but it does a couple things. It shows off what people think about you and also maybe puts a target on your back. So Anderson being the hunted to start the season, and they've handled that okay. As you see the players on the screen, and I would imagine in a moment we'll get the playing of our national anthem. So we'll step aside for our last break in our Sonic pregame show. Come back with the starters in the tip. Anderson at Rose, right here at Rose-Hulman.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacists. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil. Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And back for the introduction of the starting lineups.
First for the visiting Anderson Ravens. At guard, number 20, Kate Vanya. At guard, number 22, Maurice Knight. At guard, number 24, Fred Schwarzschild. At guard, number 33, Alex Hunt. And at forward, number 44, Francis Duzor. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, you see them come on your screen, and we'll cap this off here in a moment. Recap that for you.
at guard, the 6'2" senior from Carmel, Indiana, number 5, Matt Chapman. At guard, the 6'2" sophomore from Jasper, Indiana, number 15, Jackson Avery. At guard, the 6'3" senior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, number 24, Sam Ray. At forward, the 6'5" junior from Fishers, Indiana, number 30, Terry Hills. And at forward, the 6'7" grad student from Goldsboro, Kentucky, number 55, Trey Norris.
And the starting lineups, Rose-Hulman and for Anderson, starting with the visiting Ravens. Tate Vanyo, Maurice Knight, Fred Shropshire, Alex Hunt, and Francis Uzor. For the Fighting Engineers, Rose-Hulman, Max Chaplin, Zachary Jackson. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Max Chaplin and Jackson Cabrick. I apologize. Highlighted the wrong Jackson. Sam Ram, Terry Hicks, and Trey Wirtz as the head coach, Rusty Lloyd for Rose-Hulman, and Owen Handy, his 10th year at the helm of the Ravens. We had a great game here tonight. Is the only thing missing, folks, are you, and you. We wish you could be here with us at the Allwood Arena. But the next best thing, you're able to watch us right here on the Indiana Sports Network. So we're glad that you tuned in wherever you may be. Hicks and Uzor. Anderson starts the game with the possession. Rose in the traditional man defense. Expect to see a lot of spread offense from Anderson. They spread the court very well, as they did right there. First rebound, though, is to Uzor as he gives the Ravens another possession. A lot of cutting, a lot of dribble handoffs. You mentioned defensively, Rose-Hulman trying to make it as difficult as possible. Knight, oh, that's not what you want to see. Gets fouled on the three-point shot, deep in the shot clock.
No, that was good defense by Rose, forcing a long three-point attempt, but he got a piece of him.
Yep.
Kind of bailed him out on that possession.
Maurice Knight is a guy that's going to score. I mean, of course, everybody has their off nights, but Maurice Knight is going to score. Some things you're just going to have to live with, and I think that's one of them. Scores 20 points a game for the Ravens. Second in the conference in scoring.
Probably got the sharpest shoes on the court tonight.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. I've been talking about Max Chaplin and the shoes and the headband and changing things up. And you have Maurice Knight with the same shoes as Max Chaplin. Go figure. I was watching the game the other day, Anderson's, and I noticed that shoes. I said, oh, I can't wait to bring that up. Works. First field goal attempt for the Engineers is no good. And here come the Ravens in transition. They love to get out and run. Three-pointer up and no good off the front iron. That was Ivanyo. And a tie-up, and it's going to go the other way.
Good hands by Terry Hicks so far. Down on the offensive end, very careful not to go over the back, and here on defense ties up the Anderson player. Get the ball back to Rose.
Going to see multiple guys on night, I would imagine. Sanveet Ram with the ball is one of those guys. Rusty Lloyd wanted the movement. Good double team on Cabrick. Good double team on the post. Terry Hicks threw up a wild one. Here comes Anderson. Still looking to crack the scoreboard. It's 3-0 early. Anderson on top.
Rose forcing everything out on the perimeter so far. Here's our first look inside.
Very nice cut by Ivanyo. 5-0 Anderson. Good start for the Ravens.
It really is. They've moved the ball well. Found a way to penetrate the Rose zone.
Switch off on to Chaplin. He drives. Nothing there. Throws up a wild one once again. Anderson. Got it to the wing. Off the glass. 7-0. Quick one. And a quick timeout by Rusty Lloyd. We'll be right back after these messages.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. Ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
The thing about there being no fans is here is the fact there are no fans in here. So you can pretty much hear everything.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd deal.
It is.
Hear things you're not used to hearing, and some of it's not so great sometimes.
You know, I love to be able to hear coaches. I'm going to be honest with you. And, you know.
Coach Lloyd wasn't too happy with the way this game started.
Trey Works trying to get the Engineers on the board. Nope. Tapped out of bounds by Rose, and it's going to go the other way. 17:23 to go. Early first half, so plenty of time to make amends for the Engineers, but the start has not been what Coach Lloyd wanted. We're going to get a substitute coming off the bench in a moment. Ivanyo cut off. Maurice Knight traveled with the basketballs. He tried to bully his way into the paint.
See if Rose can get something set here. They've been a little wild so far. A couple trips to the paint, but just off-balance shots, and then a couple Wirtz three-pointers that haven't really been on the mark. So really need to get an answer to the Ravens offense so far.
Cabrick bringing the ball across the half court. Simon Blair into the contest for the Engineers. The game is first up. Chaplin, back door, pulls up, pump fake, and good. That's Max Chaplin. If you give him a sliver of space, he can knock it down, the leading scorer for the Engineers.
Got Knight in the air there, and nice, patient, got the easy jumper to fall.
Uzor looking to facilitate. Looks cross court to Knight. Look at that movement. Hunt, the three-pointer, wildly off. And here comes Ram. Almost picked up a foul on Hunt. Oh, boy, grab the ball, young man. There's Hunt's foul. There it is. There's a little bit sloppy basketball handling right there. Couldn't quite get the handle on it, trying to get out in transition. Hunt picks up a foul. Hunt is an interesting young man, 6'6", sophomore out of Noblesville, extremely bouncy, very long. So I really like that young man. Halfway through the shot clock, Haber to Blair. Ram in the paint. There we go, 7-4.
It's a nice little stop and pop there from Ram.
Knight from 3, and boy, the hand didn't get up quick enough.
He's got a pure stroke.
Yes, he does.
Silky
yes, he
smooth.
does. Blair sets the screen, pops. Ram sees Chaplin. 10 on the shot clock. Pass was tipped to Blair. Now we're down to 6. Got to make a move. Chaplin going to have to hoist one. Knight all up in his grill. Off the front iron, and Ram comes down with the rebound. Strong hedge there by Hunt. Down to 10 again. Blair presents himself. Shoots the 3. That's no good.
Kind of feel like Rose is settling a little bit here on the offensive end. They're getting good penetration, but they're not doing much with it so far.
Media timeout.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 1 Crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
1 Sonic Crave cheeseburger.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
But hopefully Saturday will be ready.
Welcome back to Hulbert Arena on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology in Terre Haute. It is a 10-4 Anderson lead over Rose-Hulman with 14:55 remaining in the first half. Rose-Hulman just a little bit sloppy offensively so far. Getting good penetration though. There's a lot of opportunity, and we are ready to get back at it. It is Anderson's ball.
10-4. Anderson off to a really good start. The one thing that look at for Rose-Hulman as a couple of substitutions have come in. They haven't turned the ball over yet, so at least they're getting looks. That's the positive to build on. Shot side, cut off by Jackson. Bessick and Gaddis in the game for the Ravens. And look at Avagno. That's his second bucket. Jordan Gaddis, Phil Bessick, the two subs. Willie Bowman, along with Zachary Jackson, came in off the bench for the Engineers. Bowman, a sharp shooter, going to draw a lot of attention. So you've got multiple shooters on the floor. Looking at Chaplin and Jackson to see how the offense responds here. That's a deep one. Boy, oh boy. Ooh. Sometimes you get bailed out by good shooting, and that's what that was. That possession was going nowhere.
Yeah, again, it seems like they're kind of settling for, the long-range easy shot, but they did get that one to fall.
Down to a 5-point lead for Anderson. Knight. A lot of everyone's talking about those dribble handoffs. You're going to have to stay disciplined as Rose-Hulman. Double team in the corner. Vagno, ooh boy, pulls the string, brings it back down, and short on the 3. Rose-Hulman now off to the races. Off the glass, no. Blair with the offensive rebound attempt. And there's going to be a foul on Phil Bessick. I like the drive by Zachary Jackson.
Yeah, he got in there, got a good look. Just a little strong on it, but finally get a foul on Anderson. Let's see if Rose can kind of calm this down a little bit, slow the tempo, start playing their kind of ball.
Anderson leads the conference in block shots at 4.5 a game. They also lead the league in free throws attempted for their opponents. So their aggressiveness sometimes can work to their disadvantage. To see if Rose can capitalize on that. Missed the first free throw. Second one off the iron, the glass, in through the net.
Yeah, sometimes when you're a physical basketball team, there's a fine line between physical and being a little too physical. There we got a steal.
Chaplin. Transition opportunity. No. Hicks there for the cleanup. And that one caresses through the net. Down to a 2-point deficit, 12-10.
As Dad would always tell you, that's why you hustle down the floor.
That's right.
Good job by Terry Hicks on that possession.
Ivano has been very active tonight. Off the glass, and big rebound by Phil Bessick, as Coach Lloyd not happy with the lack of checkout there. I think that might have been Bowman.
Like a lot of ball on that one to me.
Okay, yeah. We're positioned in a place where we can't see who the foul is on. So the board is, okay, it is Bowman. All right, thank you. First free throw, no. Second one, yes. 13-10. Ravens up. Near the midway point of the first half. I guess some would say the end of the first quarter, if you want to look at it that way. That's the way I prefer to look at it.
You're a quarter guy,
I'm
not
a
a
quarter
half
guy.
guy. Huh?
Turnover number 1 for the Engineers. Here comes Knight. Corner drive cut off by Jackson, tipped out of bounds. And it'll stay with Anderson. Well, getting very close to the media timeout, as in the game is Bradley Harden.
Good clean hands defensively from Rose so far. They're disrupting the passing lanes and keeping it clean.
Top of the key, did not take the three with Gaddis. Boy, I like the minutes that Jackson got, Zachary Jackson. So we'll see if Harden can continue what Zachary had started to initiate. Got to the basket a couple times, playing nice solid defense. So Harden's going to have to fill that void and stay in that same vein.
Yeah, he's
coming back in. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he was kind of a spark when they
Yes.
needed one there.
Yes.
They've brought this back to a 3-point game after Anderson got off to a really hot start.
Knight, handoff to Gaddis. Spin move in the paint. No. Hicks with the rebound. Hicks is the second in the conference in rebounds per game to the shade under 10. He can shoot as well, folks. I tried to tee him up there.
You had me believing.
Yeah. Nice screen by Uzor. Gaddis the drive, dumps it down. There's a tough spot for the big man to catch it right around his feet. Collects himself 2 times at hardwood. Can't get it to go as Blair stayed true on the defensive end. Here comes Hicks. Off the glass. Bowman getting down there and dirty. Couldn't corral it, though.
It's good defense by Blair last time down the floor. Wow.
Can he shoot or can he shoot? Maurice Knight nails another 3 that'll lead us to a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Big games around the conference tonight. Earlham's at Defiance. Hanover is at Transy. Franklin's at Mount St. Joe's, and Bluffton is at Manchester. When we look at the conference standings, we mentioned Rose being 2, Anderson being 3, but Hanover is number 1. It's 7-1 in the conference. Manchester is tied with Anderson at 5-3. Transylvania making a little move now as they getting some games under the belt at 3-3, and Defiance also at 3-3. So those are your top 6: Hanover, Rose, Anderson, Manchester, Transy, and Defiance, 1 through 6. So It'll be interesting as the season keeps progressing. Transylvania just got a big win at Anderson over the weekend.
Yeah, and this is a pretty important stretch for the Engineers, too, because obviously this game tonight is huge, but then Transylvania, they only beat them by 3 earlier in the season.
Yep.
And then, as we mentioned earlier, a week from tonight, it's a showdown with Hanover. So these 3 games could go a long way into how this conference will end up.
Engineers are down by 6. Wirtz back into the game. Bowman receives from him. Back to Wirtz. 8 on the shot clock. Down to 4. Bowman put it up. He does. Off the back iron. Gaddis tips it tonight. Gaddis drives. Got to stay true defensively. It's a bad matchup there. Blair got caught on the matchup, but it was an offensive foul. Is that what they call?
Yeah, that's on Knight, too, I believe.
So that'll be, I believe, his first, as Maurice Knight leads all scorers with 9. Hasn't missed a shot yet.
He is a tough task on defense.
Yep. Ram back in the contest. Good hard defense on Harden. 15 in the shot clock. You see Anderson not having to work too hard. Not a whole lot of movement by Rose right now. Tough shot by Ram, but just good offense. The skill sometimes can take over.
Yeah, that's your senior leader showing up right there. Good job by Ram. Led the team in points in the last game, and he's come to play tonight.
Wild runner there by Austin Lyons. He's in his first run tonight. Didn't mention him when he came into the game. The foul by Wirtz, as once again another offensive board for the Ravens. That's offensive board number 4. Uzor at the line. A lot of difficulty at the free throw line for both of these teams, and multiple misses. Vuk Juric into the game for the first time tonight.
Uzor only about a 50% free throw shooter, so if you're gonna get a little rough with somebody, he's your guy. So
look at those arms. You might think twice, though.
Yeah, this is true.
That's a well put together young man. I'm gonna tell you. That's a big boy.
Built pretty well.
Yes, he is. 17-12. Juric the screen, defended well by Anderson. Harden, the drive, the pump, the gather, the dish to Ram. And look at Vuk right off the bench, the offensive board, and the putback.
One spark after another for Rose-Hulman. Vuk's going to take over the load inside. Hicks getting a breather.
17-14. Anderson maintaining their lead. Hunt can step out for 3. That's the second miss from the left side. Would like to see him drive that a little bit more, especially early in the shot clock. Bowman pulls up. Juric double. Back to Bowman. Swings it around. Ball's moving a little bit. Tried to get contact. Was Harden. Couldn't get the call. Juric, the offensive board. Another possession. Harden, the 3 and 1. What a shot by Bradley Harden to tie us at 17. Opportunity for a 4-point play. Coach Handy not happy.
No. Never happy with a 4-point play. That was a great shot. I think the foul was on Gaddis, but the concentration it takes to nail that long-range jumper through contact, something I could never master. I know that.
Oh, and the lane violation gives us an extra free throw as Uzor was in the paint just a touch early. No 5-yard penalty here, just a redo. And it works to Rose's advantage there as Harden completes the 4-point play.
believe that's first lead of the Rose, or first,
That's right.
first lead of the Rose for game. That's
Yes.
what I was trying to say, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Foul down low on the, maybe a hold by Rom. Not a whole lot of fouls, so just 4 apiece. As we're past the midway point in the half, 8:34 to go first half. Knight doubled on the block. Uzor, Shropshire. That's a nice pull-up. That's a nice pull-up,
Yeah.
Troy.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice little pump fake, drains the mid-range jumper there to put Anderson back in front.
Ooh, boy, nice hedge on the screen attempt there as Hicks couldn't quite find the range. Gets it off of the board, gets the contact, as that will be foul number 1. Okay, foul number 1 on Uzor, and Hicks will get free throw attempts number 4 and 5 for the Engineers. Anderson is 5 for 7 from the free throw line this far. Rose 2 of 3.
Terry Hicks going to work down underneath.
Yep.
The big men have kind of led the way so far offensively for Rose.
Doesn't have the shot falling at this point. Didn't have the touch, so trying to get to the free throw line and do some things around the basket. And that's what you want your guy to do. Chaplin back into the contest. Ram, Hicks, Chaplin, Jurich, and Harden. Shropshire, McKnight, Uzor, Hunt, and Gaddis for the Ravens.
Coach Lloyd's done an excellent job so far. When things kind of start to go stale, he's mixing it up, always giving Anderson something new to look at.
Shropshire, after making the mid-range jumper, nails the three-pointer. Oh, was it called that too? Oh, no, Rose had a 1-point lead, didn't they? Okay, yeah. All right. Harden the drive, the dish. Ooh, cross-court pass was cut off. Here comes Knight. Shropshire again, same spot, different result. Uzor with the offensive board. Very active. Francis Uzor. Uzor, the senior from Lagos, Nigeria. Shropshire, nice crossover into the paint. A little bit too hard off the glass. Here come the Engineers. The opportunity to tie or take the lead, and Hicks lost the ball. And we're going to call a timeout. We'll get the whistle sorted out. Media timeout on the floor, 6:54 remaining.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people
in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Anderson shooting 38.9%, Rose countering at 35% of their own. Both teams have gotten to the free throw line at a fairly decent clip for this point in the game, and have taken care of the ball fairly well.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean offensively. You'd like to see Rose start limiting the second chance attempts.
Yep.
Uzor's been kind of a beast down there underneath so far, but Rose is hanging in. This is the tight game we're used to with them.
Cabrick back in the contest. So it looks like all 4 of the 5 starters for Rose are on the floor. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cabrick has the ball in his hands. He dishes to Ram. Got to make it happen. Down to 2. Hicks. off the iron. Nobody wants to shoot when the clock is getting ready to expire.
No, there's that moment of panic. You
Yeah.
usually end up a little strong or really short. It's usually not very accurate.
Ivanyo, very aggressive. Knight in the offensive foul on a moving screen potentially.
Yep. Yeah, I think that one's going on Hunt.
Okay. That will be number 2 on Hunt, I do believe. Yes, and he will take a seat as Austin Lyons, a senior from Anderson, Indiana, will check in for him. Rose still down 2. Have had a couple possessions to try to tie or take the lead. Here's one crack at it off the iron. There's a 3 by Chaplin. Knight advances. Corner by Lyons. He's money from there. Oh boy, Rose just dodged a bullet. Rose, a little bit of numbers. Chaplin advances. Yes. Ties it at 22. Max Chaplin, aggressive and under control.
Well, the English he put on that shot to get it roll in.
Lyons the drive. Ooh, he got hit. Oh, it was an elbow right to the noggin, inadvertently, I might add, by Terry Hicks. Kind of ran into the elbow as Hicks had to put his arm up, and Lyons kind of crashed into him. Will that be number, how many is that? Is that on? No, this is number 2. That's number 2 on Terry Hicks. He'll take a seat as Farnsworth.
Farnsworth coming in.
I was going to say Jeff Foxworthy.
I hope he's not taking it.
Oh, God. I don't know where that came from. Knight will get a couple more free throws. Isaac Farnsworth is the gentleman, sophomore from Auburn, Indiana, will be in the contest. Farnsworth, a young man that has a very interesting skill set. Good strength. Can guard the multiple positions. And looking for an impact from him over the next 5:21 this half. A good look at the shoes of Knight on those free throws. Maybe we can get him and Chaplin together. Oh, he's guarding him. Look at that, the shoe twins
they
there.
Need to get that picture and put it up behind the goal like they have down here.
Boop the screen. The spin. Off the glass, no. And a foul by Farnsworth will lead to free throws. Oh, Rusty Lloyd is giving Vuk the business. Got to stay with it, though. He'll come out. Wirtz will come back in.
Yeah, he's not getting an earful down there.
Yeah, yeah. And Coach Lloyd following him all the way to his perch there.
Is this a new trend with the neon shoe? I'm sorry.
I think it is. We've got a few guys. Hunt on the bench. His are like blood red. And then you have some neon here on Ivanyo. So very colorful.
I guess I remember when teams would wear matching shoes.
Yeah, you do.
A uniform. And
you remember those days. 26-22. As Wirtz loses the ball, he'll tie it up. And it's going the other way. The tie-up did not allow Anderson to get off to the races, so that's one good thing. But it is, nonetheless, turnover number 4, I do believe.
You know, having not seen Anderson in person yet this year, they're incredibly athletic. Just
they
up
are.
and down the roster.
They are.
It's pretty impressive.
Yep. Big 3 right there by Phil Bessett, the senior from Maple Heights, Ohio. 29-22, largest lead of the game for either team, specifically Anderson.
So, I mean, you look at the 5 on the floor right now for the Ravens, and they can go inside, outside. I mean, they're just a threat from every angle.
And the threat from every spot on the court is that young man, Max Chaplin. as he puts in another bucket. That's a big one to keep Rose in fighting distance, down 2 possessions. Lions gets Devonio. Cut down by Cabrick. No help. Now the help. And he might have stepped out of bounds. He did. 3:48 to go first half. Rose-Hulman down 5, 29-24.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Engineers down 5, 29-24. Troy Anderson has been solid this whole half.
Yeah, they really have. They started the game hot. Rose able to fight back a little bit, even take the lead at one point. But the last 2-3 minutes, Anderson's been able to stretch it out. And Rose needs, the next guy to step up. It's been kind of one guy after another coming in off the bench and providing that little spark. And let's see who can get them back even keel before halftime.
Cabrick initiating the offense. Chaplin being checked by Knight. And that's high praise for Chaplin as he goes to work. Wirtz, another 3. This has got to go down, in and out. Just can't find the range at this point. Those are good looks, though. Knight all the way. Shropshire, corner 3. Chaplin down with the board. Farnsworth. Cabrick, knock it down, buddy. That's hard. Wirtz gives the team another possession with the tap out. Farnsworth. Wirtz. Offensive boards, 2 on that possession alone.
Yeah, I think that's more where we want to see Wirtz playing tonight. He's 0 for 3 from three-point land, but get him down inside, use his big body. I think he can do some damage against the Ravens.
Looking down low tonight, right block. Farnsworth there. Wirtz with the help. Uzor, not a threat. Wirtz knew it. Ivanyo with 9. Free throw jumper. Oh, too easy.
Yeah, Chaplin lost him on that one. A wide open jumper from the top of the key.
(31-26). Anderson answering every Rose push to date. Farnsworth drive left side. Cut off by Ivanyo, but the turn just shows you what the young man has in his repertoire.
This is kind of that moment in the half where you really miss having the fans in the stands.
That's right.
It's that point where you need Rose to make a run before half. They're hanging in, though, only down by 3.
Underneath 2 to go. Knight being hounded. Farnsworth giving up a couple of inches. Stays strong, presents contact, or presents some resistance is what I was trying to say. Anderson will retain the possession. Anderson leaves the conference in home attendance at about 1,200 per game. And I'd love to know what they're doing there to get fans out in mass. That's unbelievable numbers at the D3 level. It's just fantastic. Love to see their contests when you watch them online. Have so many people there. It's fantastic. Make so much noise, having the students there, and just love to see that.
Yeah, they've got great support on campus, and
yes,
they provide an exciting product here on the court.
That's right.
We're seeing that tonight, but that's pretty impressive. And
I was the O.C. Lewis Gymnasium is a beautiful gymnasium, and we will be there again in June for some high school basketball. But when you look at, there's some teams in the Missouri Valley Conference that are averaging right about 1,900 fans or less than that per home game.
Yeah.
So we look at Anderson, just about 500 less than what a couple of Missouri Valley Conference teams are drawing. That speaks volumes to what Anderson's able to do, and also maybe speaks about maybe the times we're living in. Not many people going to games, but that's a phenomenal feat there. I'm glad to see Anderson having such great success with their home attendance. Knight, they're having success here in the game. 1 minute straight up shows on the clock first half. 4-point lead. Good shot of the shoes there by Knight. I'm going to point those out about 10 more times. I never would have thought that we'd be playing with someone who had the same shoes as Max Chaplin. Just didn't see it coming this season. And here we are. Down to 45 seconds. Foreign work. The drive loses footing. Chaplin in the paint, off the glass. Oh, that's a goaltend. That should be good. That should be good. He clearly hit the ball.
Yeah, coach doesn't like that call.
Oh, my. This is where you wish you had review. Oh, he clearly hit the ball. Boy, oh, boy, that's tough. You're not gonna win that argument. Nobody saw it. I don't blame Rusty Lloyd for winning that call because it was a clear change in trajectory.
Yeah.
In a pivotal point in this game, you need these points. He's fighting for his team. So I can understand his frustration.
Well, that's the thing. We're on pace for one of those low to mid-60s games that every point matters. And that one, it looked like to me it was pretty clearly affected, but I guess not. See if Max can knock the second one down.
Chaplin's 2 free throws brings the deficit for Rose to 3. 33-30. 39.2 on the clock, so Rose should have, barring an offensive rebound, we'll have at least one more possession. I'm kind of surprised neither team has shown any pressure in the backcourt yet.
Yeah, it's just looking, kind of feel like Maurice Knight's been a little quiet. You look down, he's still got 13 points.
That's right.
Already.
Blair trying to provide some layers. The step back, no good. Rose gets the stop. Now can we hold for one possession to get the score? Down to 15. K-Brick to Ram. Down to 10. Move is being made. Screen by Jurich. K-Brick down to 3. Drives. Up! And a charge! A charging violation. A push-off on K-Brick on the drive. You almost never see that called.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw that called.
Wow. Given time scoring situation, that's a call that doesn't. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. That's not what I'm saying, folks. I'm saying given time scoring situation is never called. 1.1 the clock. Ivanyo inbounds. Looking. Gets it to Knight. One dribble and up. No good. 33-30 after the first 20 minutes of play here at the Holwood Arena. And Anderson finds themselves with a one-possession lead. That's 3 points. 15 minutes on the clock. We'll have our halftime show after this commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment to talk about the first half and give you some stats and analysis right after this.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
And there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtles!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. Ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
33-30 is the score. Anderson, after the first 20 minutes, finds themselves with a one-possession lead. Troy has been a good game like we thought. The highest lead, I think, for biggest lead for the team was 7 points. Anderson had that with we're about 7 minutes to go in the first half. The game has mainly been played about 1 or 2 possessions.
Yeah, it's been a pretty defensive battle, like we would figure. Both these teams usually end up in the 60 to 70 range, and it's a pretty tight one. So that's exactly what we're on pace for. A lot of areas to clean up for Rose. They've hung in well. Yeah. They seem to keep finding that little spark off the bench to keep them in it. But I'd like to see Wirtz get down inside. I think he can do a lot more damage in there tonight. And maybe see Sam Ram get back a little more involved offensively. He's a good shooter, and he's only taken 3 shots so far tonight.
Shots are, I don't want to say hard to come by, but are to be treasured because both teams are shooting a, sub 40%. I don't want to say low. It's not like they're shooting 28, 29%, something like that, but you'd love to be on the plus side of 40. Both teams are struggling to get to that point.
Yeah, quality shots are hard to come by tonight, but it's 2 good defenses. You've got there's a reason these teams are 2 and 3 in the conference standings. Offensively, Rose was getting good penetration early. Didn't see so much of that. Anderson adapted. They shut that down. Rose not having much luck from beyond the 3-point arc. But also, on the other end, Rose has done a pretty good job limiting the offensive rebounds for Anderson, and they need to continue to do that. But I'd like to see the big guys for Rose get a little more involved. I think they could probably take this one tonight if that's the case.
33-30 is your score. We'll step aside and take our first break in our halftime show. Come back with more stats and analysis after this.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 1 Crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
1 Sonic Crave cheeseburger.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. The healthcare professionals of Union Health since 1892, providing compassionate healthcare of the highest quality to generations of Wabash Valley families. Union Health, healthier together.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Gen Z is a stalled generation. The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
32-30, Anderson leads as the third, ranked team in the conference. Leads the second-ranked team in the conference. There's going to be some shifting over the next few weeks as conference standings will ebb and flow as games are played. So it's going to be a very fluid situation. You look at this game, I definitely would not describe it as fluid.
Yeah.
Some points have been very rigid, but you talked about the defensive intensity that has been there throughout this contest.
Yeah, we were both going over the stats there during the last break, and it's so even throughout. I mean, the fouls, the rebounds, just everything's just neck and neck. And you don't see anywhere other than maybe points in the paint where it's a glaring, Rose is handling that pretty well. I believe they had 12.
And they normally do.
Yeah, and that's where you want to get down their second chance points. They're also leading the way. So that's why I'm saying get your big guys down there, get them involved. That seems to be where you could have an edge on the Ravens.
Rose normally kind of dominates that points in the paint category. A lot of games there around that 40-point mark. Today, not trending quite that amount, but to your point of an area where they would like to make a little more hay in the second half. Look at that scoring in the first half for Anderson. Avagno's got 8. Knight leads all scorers with 13 points. Shropshire with 5. Hunt with 2. He has foul trouble. We'll see him, I'm sure, to start the second half. Uzor with 1. Bessick with 4. And we're looking at the Engineers. Ram with 4. Hicks 4. Chaplin leads all scorers for Rose-Hulman with 11. Wirtz with 2. Jurich with 2 off of a rebound cleanup. Jackson with 1. Harden with 4. And Farnsworth with 2. 11 Engineers play in that first half. Rotations get changed sometimes in the second half. Maybe it gets restricted. Maybe it doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised to see 11 guys again in the second half. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed like Coach Lloyd was pretty keen on mixing it up there. Yeah. He saw a few things he didn't like, and he wanted to get out and have a conversation a few times. But which from here we can hear quite well tonight. Keep Anderson guessing. It's keeping them off balance. We've got a 3-point ball game, so it's been working pretty well so far.
33-30, your score at the halftime break. Another break in our halftime show. We'll come back with some expectations for the second half right after these messages.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order?
One red, white, and blue slush float.
I'll get the slush. I'm on ice cream and strawberries. Order up. Sonic red, white, and blue slush float.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
Here at Mossfield Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
I need a Mocha Crunch Blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the Mocha Crunch.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
33-30, your score of the first half. The first 20 minutes are in the book, and the second half is moments away. Troy, your expectations for the second half for both of these teams, and maybe some adjustments.
Well, for Anderson, defensively they're playing pretty well. They kind of shut down the Rose penetration, forcing them outside a little bit more. Defensively, just continue what you were doing. Offensively, they've got some really good shooters on this team with Knight and Shropshire, and you want to try to get them some open looks, especially from distance. For Rose, I would keep mixing it up as you have with your 5 on the floor. I think you said they had 11 guys in there in the first half, and that's been working pretty well, but take it underneath. You've got a little bit of a size advantage. That's your bread and butter. Just go to it. Just hammer them hard inside and see if it works out for you. And again, I'd like to see Ram get a little more involved offensively as well.
Want to thank our sponsors: Crane Credit Union, Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Labor Link, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. 2 minutes to go before the halftime expires. We'll step aside for one last commercial timeout in our halftime show. Come back and bring you the start of the second half. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network, sponsored by the Indiana National Guard.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
20 minutes to go in this contest between Anderson and Rose-Hulman, the first matchup meeting of the season out of what could potentially be 3 meetings. I know we'll have one more toward the end of the season, scheduled for February the 15th. With barring good health of enough players, we'll have that contest at Anderson, Indiana. Anderson, Indiana also is the site for the Excel Sports High School Basketball Classic, as we here at the Indiana Sports Network have done that over the last few seasons, a few years, I should say. You have high school showcase, if you will. Friday and a Saturday I believe in June at Anderson, Indiana, at the beautiful O.C. Lewis Gymnasium. We'll have a lot of top Indiana high school basketball talent, boys and girls, on display. Hoping that a lot of coaches will be able to view and lead to some scholarship offers for some of our young men and women. Second half is underway as Rose-Hulman has the ball. Wirtz the Ram right off the bat. Nice look from Trey Wirtz.
It was a great find inside by Wirtz. Ram wide open underneath. That's a good start.
Knight with Hicks in this 2 fouls. Shropshire the corner. Uzor had his hands on it. Good grief. And we're going to get Anderson with another possession. I thought Uzor touched it last, but obviously I was wrong.
I'd agree with you on that.
Yeah.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Hunt back in the game with his 2 fouls. Going to have to be careful. Ivanyo started the game really well. It's been cold from there until now, where he says, "Hush your mouth, Mr. Broadcaster."
You've kind of been cursing people a little bit tonight.
I have.
You know, you're not turning things the right direction here.
Boy, Ivanyo's been very aggressive. I like the way he's looked tonight. And a travel by Hicks.
I thought he got fouled. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Very uncomfortable possession there for Terry Hicks. Quite frankly, not having the offensive output that he would love to have. Is playing good defense on Knight, though. I'm surprised we haven't seen Ram on Knight. Just I think maybe the sheer strength, want to keep Hicks on as long as possible. Ivanyo between the legs. Around Chaplin. Left hand, no, a little strong. I like using the left hand on the left side, though.
Yeah. It was a good look.
Just got to knock it down. Hicks, left side. Ball swinging. Works with the screen. Kabrick to Works. 3-pointers. Up! Off the front iron. Just can't find the range. Just straight Works. Great screen by Uzor. Hunt. Shropshire in and out. Uzor the rebound. He goes up with it and drops through the net. Another opportunity for Rose to get the defensive rebound. Goes by the wayside. Ball was on the ground, and Uzor is the one that came up with it.
He's been a force underneath all evening.
Yep. Works. Got the ball on the block. A little contact. Couldn't play through it. As we'll get a technical foul. What did we get? Yeah, we got a technical foul on Works, I'm sorry. As he thought he got fouled. Got to play through that contact, though.
Yeah, he just kind of threw the shot up there, knowing it wasn't even going to be close. I'm not sure if he said something maybe he shouldn't have underneath.
I think he's frustrated as well, as not able to get the 3-point looks to go tonight, as he had many good looks. Just not able to get it to drop. It cost his team with his actions, his words right there. So it'll be a learning lesson as he's at the end of the bench, and we'll see if he stays there the rest of the night. Quite frankly, he may, as Blair and Jurich will probably get the majority of the lion's share of the big man minutes tonight.
It's been a pretty rough night for Works.
It has.
Not had it from long range, as you mentioned. I think he's 0 for 4, and just not quite clicking this evening.
Yep. Sometimes it's like that. Can't have the technical, though.
No.
Hunt, corner. Gets it to Ivanyo. Cross court to Knight with 5. He'll put this one up. Elbow jumper. Oh, just a shooter's roll. 9-point lead for Anderson. Kabrick off the leg of Uzor. Not a good pass. Ivanyo down the lane. Nope.
Look up.
Kabrick coast to coast. And Rose-Hulman gets a transition bucket. That was a big possession with the stop and the score.
Yeah, he had Chaplin open up ahead. Didn't quite see him in time, so he decided to take it on his own.
Knight to Hunt. Cross court. They love that cross court pass, don't they?
Yeah.
There's going to be a foul or travel. It's a travel. Ivanyo got the offensive board, but he fell to the ground in travel.
Felt like we were maybe one possession from a timeout from
I agree.
Coach Lloyd there, but Rose has slowed the momentum of Anderson here. Let's regroup. Still a 7-point game.
Cabrick with Shropshire on him. Chaplin wants a little space. Knight not going to give him any. Screen and roll around to Jurich. Contact by Uzor is just providing great resistance for Anderson. Straight up, providing good resistance. Jurich, though, had the strength to go through him. And the patience, I might add.
Yeah, he just bowling a china shop there, but it worked out. I think Uzor caught one in the face, too.
I think he did. That's Jurich's kind of matchup right there that he would love, just being physical. Shropshire off with the 3-point. Here comes Hicks trying to cut in this 5-point deficit. Strong to the glass. And now a 3-point lead by Anderson. A couple of buckets in a row from Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, Maurice Knight just let him cruise on in on that one.
Next whistle, bring the media timeout. Ivanyo in the corner, an air ball. And Jurich ends up on the floor. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Anderson's way. 14:56 to go. Rose-Hulman down 3.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
We are your spot for sports. We are the Indiana Sports Network. Rose-Hulman trying to claw their way. Anderson just keeping them at bay. That one possession lead, and at times two, as Rose-Hulman was down 9 just a couple of moments ago. Hicks doing a good job on Knight as best he can. Cross-court pass as Harden is back in the game. The guards for Rose-Hulman, you look at coming off the bench, Cabrick starting, but Jackson and then Harden coming off the bench. Now Harden, first guard coming off the bench in the second half. They've done a good job.
Yeah, they brought a lot of energy to the game.
Deep in the shot clock. Oh, boy. Almost another offensive rebound. No numbers for Chaplin. Pulls it back out. Oh, my gosh, a rough pass. Harden, free throw line to Jurich.
Good size advantage for Rose.
Uses his strength in his soft right hand.
Beautiful.
Hand soft to Sharman. Boog Jurich brings Rose to a 1-point deficit, 41-40. Anderson needs a bucket. They got it right there. Oh, an opportunity.
Too much body from Jurich underneath.
It's a great quick hitter as they found Phil Bessick underneath the basket. They'll get 2 free throws.
Well, you know, the only thing better than one grumpy coach is 2 grumpy coaches, and it's kind of fun to watch up here.
Yeah, they're both
of them.
Yeah. Now are they talking to each other now?
Oh God, I hope not.
Sharing their grumpiness.
Sharing.
Yeah.
Misery loves company, right?
Officials can't make anybody happy tonight, can they? A lonely job of an official. Who ever thought I'd be an official apologist?
Yeah, you're on your own on that, brother.
Chaplin. Working off of Knight. Has no boy. Rams athleticism saved that from being a turnover. 4 on the shot clock. Hicks left side. Off the glass. Tied at 42. Big bucket for Terry Hicks. Ram the hedge. Shropshire. Oh, a beautiful move. Beautiful move. Stopping on a dime. Rose-Hulman needs somebody to inbound the ball. And someone to inbound the ball too. There we go. Sometimes it's the simple things, Troy. Ram. Still would love to see more player movement from the Engineers. Nice pump fake Chaplin. In the paint, a hard pass. Boy, nobody's going to catch that pass.
No, that was a bullet. The big
from
man
close
didn't
quarters.
even see that one pass by him.
As Jurich is he tweaked something? Is he?
Yeah, he's got a little gimpy over there, isn't he?
Yes, he kind of offered himself up to the bench there. Or maybe he needs a little break.
Could have been the speeding bullet that just whizzed in front of him, too.
That's right. Anderson up 2 with the ball. Oh, sloppy in pass to Knight.
Nice.
A lead ahead to Harden. A drop off to Blair and a foul by Bessick.
Good transition ball movement.
Blair. Great rotation. Alex Hunt for the Ravens coming back in the game. Unless the young man is absolutely gassed, I'm sorry. I'm not taking him back out. Alex Hunt, to me, is just me. I think he's a difference maker. I like Alex Hunt. That young man is long, rangy, defends well, is very bouncy. I just think he changes things for Anderson. Got to play within himself, though. Tied at 44. Elbow. Knight gives it up. To say the ball goes through Knight is not an overstatement, and it shouldn't be. When a young man can score like that, has a proclivity to score like that, he's got to touch the ball.
Yeah, they do a good job of getting him involved every single possession.
Good double team by Hunt to cut off Rose-Hulman, and that was Hicks. Oh, a kickball. Yeah, you got. Unfortunately, the ball is kicked. You got to call that. Should lead us to a timeout. 11:56 to go. Tied at 44. We'll be right back.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana. We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Rose-Hulman and Anderson have played each other a time or two. Rose leads the series with a 42-27 advantage. They've won 6 out of the last 10 matchups, I should say. Interesting when you look at the progression of this game, the defensive mindedness of this game. Of the last 14 times these teams have played, the winning team has scored 70 or more in all of those meetings. The last 14 times. In 10 of those, the winning team scored 78 or more. So these are teams that have lately been putting the ball up in this matchup at a torrid pace, but tonight, not so much. Hicks on the block. Post was shut down very nicely. Hicks, left wing. Uzor, another rebound. He's been really good on the boards for Anderson.
Yeah, he's the leading rebounder of the game with 8 now. Just once again, Knight taking command of the offense up top.
Uzor looking for a cutter. Ravens very stationary. Is a jump ball. What we get? Yes, we did. We got a jump ball. It's going to stay here. Coach Handy is saying, he's telling his guys to cut through. Uzor was ready, waiting for the cut. Nobody cut.
Yeah, and big man keeping the ball low. It's just waiting for somebody to grab a hold.
11 on the shot clock. Gaddis. Knight with 8. Cut off to Hunt. Off the front iron, but Uzor's right there. The left hand, the big man. His selection has muscles tonight.
I'd like to see maybe Jurich get back in there soon. It seems like he's had the best success of handling Uzor underneath.
Ravens have done a great job on Chaplin in the second half. Don't think he's had a shot attempt yet, has he? Or maybe just one. Here's one. Little runner, and Blair on the offensive glass. He's going to get 2 free throws. Don't know if that's on Hunt or Uzor. It's going to be on Uzor. Simon Blair, 6'7" freshman from Wagoner, Oklahoma. And look at the rotation on his free throw. I tell you, I mean, the young man has a nice looking stroke, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It makes you think that as his career progresses, he'll be finding himself open for threes. They'll pick and pop, kind of like the Wirtz, how Wirtz has come into that role. Blair can stretch out like that as well.
Yeah, that's a name we could be seeing for years to come here.
Yes, it would, absolutely. Gaddis, Shropshire. Looking for Knight, and Farnsworth doing a good job of, did I speak too soon? Golly. Me and my big mouth, folks. I said Farnsworth's doing a good job, and then Knight just being himself.
Add new category to the stats here for you. I think that's 3 now.
Ram the drive, Lions the hole, pats his chest and says, my bad. Coach Handy says, yeah, I know. And Jurich, as you called, back in the contest. Here comes Ivanyo. The counter. Lions comes out. Engineers down 3 with the ball. 9:45 to go. Just the beginning of the fourth quarter, Troy.
Yeah. You can keep that to yourself. But they put Jurich in. They take Uzor out. It's a good chess match we've got going on.
Knight the rebound off the Chaplin miss. Shropshire, bingo! 52 to 46, the advantage for Anderson. Rose got to have a bucket right here. No cutting going on for the Engineers. A lot of congestion in the paint. Bull in the China shop is Vuk Jurich. He's going to get himself a couple more free throws. Hunt picks up the foul.
You can see why Anderson was projected number 1 this year. They are really athletic. They've got some great shooters, and really tough to keep up with them, just possession after possession.
Oh, an air ball by Church. You heard him groan after he let go of the ball. He knew that how short that was. You know, it was interesting. Right about this timing in the transit game, it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Anderson had a 67 to 61 advantage. In the last 8:30, they got outscored 22 to 4. So here's another situation where they find themselves in a situation, got a 6-point lead on the road, still 6, and they find themselves in a closing situation. Can you capitalize on your mistakes, learn from them, and close the door and get the victory here in HCAC play?
And it's possessions like that that aren't going to help it. A quick shot, not a good look, and one and done, and Rose can cut into that right here.
Harden. Hicks just needs to go. It does. In a timeout by Coach Rusty Lloyd, a 30-second timeout, I do believe. It's a full timeout. 8:34 to go. Rose down 3.
For the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for auto, home, and life.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
And there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtles!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Big games this Saturday on the schedule as Transylvania comes to town. The Rose-Hulman men will face Transy at 1 p.m. The women at around 3:30. It's a big contest with Transylvania coming in town. The women, top 5 in the nation in Division III basketball, the Transylvania women are. So Coach Prevost ladies will have a massive test, but talking to a few of them earlier this evening, they're chomping at the bit and very excited about the opportunity. Hoping to be pretty healthy for that game. As a three-pointer by Bessick is no good. Here comes Cambridge, the Jurich. Hard to the floor. A good foul by Bessick. Making sure there's no three-point play. Jurich fell hard. And thankfully there's pads in the support for the basket.
Yeah, if you're Coach Andy, you're not real happy with what you've seen here in the last couple possessions. Just quick, off-balance shots, and Rose has taken advantage of it so far.
Ooh, the free throws are struggling for Rose-Hulman in the last couple possessions. Rose-Hulman women second in the conference, right behind Transylvania. But it's just a one-game difference between the two. Transylvania is the only team to have beaten Rose-Hulman in conference this far. No one has put a lick on Transylvania as a big rebound off the offensive board. And oh boy, that's going to be a foul on Anderson. Is that going to be on Bessick again?
Bessick.
Okay. He's going to come out, and Uzor will come back in, try to clean these boards up. So let's watch the Jurich-Uzor matchup. That is strength on strength right there. And the pass will go all the way to the other end. Plenty of time, though, with this fresh shot clock, or the reset at least. Oh, take the jumper. Jurich. The up and under. Strong rebound by Vuk. Pass underneath the Chaplin. He probably should have gone straight back up with it, that being Jurich. I think he was worried. He didn't look good the last two free throw attempts, last two trips. I think that was in the back of his mind.
He doesn't want to go back to the line anymore.
No, he didn't. 7:52 to go. Jurich's going to have to get that out of his head.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
7:52 remain in the game, and 52 to 49 is your score. The Ravens hold a 3-point lead. You look at this contest, Francis Uzor, 9 big rebounds as he will be on the bench to start this next segment. He's got 4 fouls. So that's big for the Ravens as their leading rebounder has 4 fouls. Max Chaplin, best free throw shooter in the conference, unjinxable. Just saying. I know you're chuckling at me. I'm not worried about it.
There you go.
My man, Mad Max, has got my back. Trust me.
I like the confidence. That was good.
I promise you, the confidence I have in him is just pales in comparison to the confidence he has in himself. He knows what he can do on the court. 17 fouls for the Ravens, 2 by the Engineers. I bet you Coach Handy is having some words with the officials about that. Hunt on the block. Cut off by Jurich. Needs a cutter. Tillman shot. Ivanyo. 3 is wildly and missed by Anderson. That was Jordan Gaddis, put in kind of a rough situation toward the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, Anderson's just seemed rushed the last 3 or 4 possessions now, just out of sync.
Engineers would be well served to have a good look here. Don't crowd him. The strength of Boot Jurich and the flex.
Boy, he saw the size advantage
he knew it.
His mouth started watering on that one.
Like a dog with a bone. No disrespect intended to the Jurich's family. Engineers, their first lead in quite some time. Harden tried to thought he was going to get the foul, but he got the bucket as it caressed through the net. Bradley Harden, sophomore guard from Alexandria, VA. Gaddis. Oh, Ivanyo. Oh, mercy! Ties us at 55. Ivanyo has been a stone-cold killer.
Yeah, that was one of those, if you're a coach or a fan, you kind of cringe when that shot goes up, but boy, that was smooth.
Cabrick could have had 2 free throws, didn't go up with it. Halfway through the shot clock, Cabrick vacates. 2-man game, nope, not able to get it to happen. Jurich with 6. Through the lane, offensive foul. Nope, travel, okay. Uh-oh. Young man is slow to get up. I think, is that Hunt? Who is that?
Yeah, that was Hunt.
Hunt? Okay.
Not so sure he didn't pop his head on the floor on the way down there.
Tough customer when you look at Alex Hunt, the 6'6" sophomore from Noblesville. Gets up and walks it off. Tied at 55. 5:30 to play in the game. Second place in the conference on the line. Ivanyo, for the second time tonight, steps out of bounds in the corner. Those are tough turnovers for a coach.
Yeah, you know, what do you do? It's just a fundamental mistake, and that's what you preach and preach to avoid.
K-Brick running the ship. Good defense by Ivano to stop the back door. 10 on the shot clock. Strength by Hicks. Blair with the cleanup and a block. First block of the game for Anderson. League leader in blocks at 4.5 a game. Knight in the paint, stripped. Here comes K-Brick. He's fouled by Ivano. Not a good foul. That'll lead to free throws. I don't like that foul by Ivano. He claps his hands, and he's thinking twice about it now. That was kind of a give up there. I don't think Rose really had numbers.
No, that was kind of the heat of the moment frustration deal on that one, but that could come back to bite him.
Yes. 18 fouls by Anderson, 2 by Rose-Hulman. K-Brick, the high-arcing free throw. On the night, Jackson K-Brick has 3 points, trying to make it 4. And he does. Rose-Hulman, the 2-point lead, 57-55. It's closing time, boys.
K-Brick's been kind of a silent role player tonight. He's played pretty well.
Knight, the toss to Shropshire. It was long. Chaplin comes away with it. Can Rose bring it to a 2-possession game? Blair the screen. Chaplin, the wild runner. I'm just going to stay here. I thought he needed to move the ball there. It's going against length.
I'd like to see him keep the ball a little higher if he's going to do that little cross step through the lane, but you get it down low. I mean, there's hands everywhere right now.
Oh, a push off by Blair right in front of the official. Easy call. Bad time for a turnover here in crunch time. Jurich coming back in the contest for the freshman. Coach Handy pounding his fist, signaling the play or asking for some aggression by his team. We'll find out.
There's going to be some long discussions in the locker room on both sides after this one tonight.
Yes,
There's seen a lot of unhappy faces coming from the benches.
Yeah.
Neither team's really played up to their potential, you don't feel like. It's been a very hard-fought game.
It has. It's been a slugfest. You know, it's kind of like, two heavyweights standing in the middle of the ring just slugging each other.
Yeah, it's just kind of the immovable object, unstoppable force thing, and they were kind of uglying each other up a little bit.
Yep. One's nose is dripping blood, the other's got a black eye. Knight, the step back off. He hasn't scored in a little bit of time. Boy, do I say that without him with the ball. It's the time to say it. Under 4 minutes to go, Rose up 2. Ram calling for his offense. He drives, he floats, he misses. Here comes transition opportunity for Anderson. Ivano sidesteps K-Brick. No. K-Brick gets the rebound and the leak ahead. Jurich to Chaplin. Up. No good, but a foul on Hunt.
It's the farthest I've seen a shoe fly in a long time. That was impressive.
Wow. Got to get those shoes on. 3:30 to go. Last media timeout. Rose up 2, 57-55.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
You are watching HCAC men's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Score of interest here in the conference at Transylvania is Hanover 61, Transylvania 47. Hanover 11-2 on the season, number 1 in the conference at 7-1. 3-14 to play in that contest. They're in a really good position to stay at first place in the conference at that 7-1 mark. Rose-Hulman let an opportunity to slip early in the season when Hanover came in here and got a big victory. Boy, that's one that, you wish you could have that one back, as Rose-Hulman couldn't close the deal on that. Hanover, a fine team, having a fine season. Max Chaplin at the line. Hearing the count from Anderson. Unfazed, unflapped. You could hear the Anderson count trailing off because they knew it wasn't going to make any difference. Guy shoots 86+% on the season from the free throw line. You know, a little bit of noise is not going to hurt him.
Nope.
So he'll be all right.
Boy, that's a heck of a stretch Transylvania's got to play. The top 3 teams in the league, just bam, bam, bam.
It's the way it goes in this conference, day in and day out. You got to be ready. And they're a little bit down this season. Not used to seeing them below the 6th line.
Still playing tough games. So.
Yes. Shropshire, a big J from the elbow, and a timeout by Coach Handy. Flop warning. A flop warning on Anderson, excuse me. Next one will result in a technical foul. 59-57, Rose-Hulman with the ball, 3:07 to go. Possession basketball, Troy.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go. Everyone's a big one now.
Yeah. Harden on the drive. Jurich went to the ground unnecessarily, and in my mind, ends up in a turnover. He was close enough to go. Boy, the ball was kind of leading him to the basket. Close enough to just go straight up.
Yeah, and you've got Hicks on Gaddis down there, a little bit of a height advantage. You'd like to see Fook get down there, kind of draw Gaddis in and look for Terry.
Anderson with the opportunity to take the lead or tie it, and Hicks wanted to try to get that turnover. Hicks has done a good job on night. That doesn't say that doesn't mean he's held them in tech scoring necessarily, but quick timeout by Coach Handy. 2:34 to go. Rose up 2. Anderson with the ball.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Anderson comes out of the timeout down 2, but with the ball. They'll come out with Gaddis, Knight, Uzor, Shropshire, and Ivan Yo. Engineers will counter with Jurich, Ram, Hicks, Harden, and Chaplin. Knight, left side. Drives, wild one. And, didn't even hit the glass.
No.
Those normally do not go in. When you're that good, you can do those types of things. Tied at 59.
This is where Rose has been so clutch throughout the year, so let's see if they can hold true to form.
Chaplin off the low pass, asked for the screen by Hicks. Knight is on him, playing stellar defense. The turnaround was short. Jurich had to go up. Harden goes up with it. Little long with the shot. Ravens can take the lead in a foul, but that's okay. It's a third team foul by the Engineers. Fourth team foul, excuse me. So they still have 2 to give. I like the foul by Ram stopping the transition opportunity. Cade getting ready to
really starting to look for Knight now.
Yes, absolutely.
He's trying to take over here with a couple minutes to play.
He's got 20 on 5 of 11 shooting. Keep your eye on Avagno. Hicks right in Knight's mug. Hicks doing a good job there. Three-pointer up by Gaddis. Can't find the mark. Jurich with the rebound. Tied at 59. There's only a few possessions left in regulation, Troy.
Yeah, you think probably looking for Max right now, but they're going to go down inside to Vuk.
Got to kick it out. There's nothing there. No help comes. Got to move that ball.
Yeah, he forced that one.
Knight. The cross-court pass. No, Ivano the rebound, though. Gaddis just can't find the mark tonight. Under a minute. Shot clock at 8. Uzor with 5. Looking. Shropshire, 17-footer. Money. Timeout. Or is it? Are we adjusting the clock? What are we doing?
Yeah, they put a second back on it.
Okay. Not allowing the substitution, says the referee. Now we'll have a timeout, and we probably will have the sub. 40 to go. We'll be right back after this.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
40.1 to go. That .1 could be pivotal, Troy. Rose-Hulman down 2 with the ball.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what they draw up here. I don't know if you want to go down to Jurich inside. He kind of forced up that last one, not getting a lot of calls down there, so you know, maybe you're looking for Chaplin or Hicks for 3 here and maybe kind of stretch this game into 2 or 3 possessions.
Shropshire will be on Harden. Double high screen at the top of the key. Harden, stop this dribble. Hicks, hard to the left side, blocked by Uzor. Got a foul now. Great block on the help. I believe it was Francis Uzor who got the block on Terry Hicks.
The bad part is they're not shooting yet, so
right.
They can still burn off a little time before Rose is putting them on the line.
So Rose-Hulman would expect them, if they don't get a turnover on the inbounds, to foul right away. Got a foul. Oh, boy. Looked worse than what it was. Rose-Hulman, only one with 3 fouls is Terry Hicks. So still now 1 more foul to give. What I'm saying is one more foul to give before Anderson shoots free throws.
Yeah.
Not that they have a foul to give, guys.
If you're Anderson, Ivanyo's a good free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Honestly, Knight about 67%. So he's, even though he's great from the floor, not.
Foul was on now. Foul him!
You caught me off guard there. I wasn't ready for that.
My apologies to all the people who whose blood pressure just went up a little bit, as mine just did. I quite frankly didn't think they were going to foul him. I'm just going to be honest. That's the one to foul.
It is. It is. Usor's about a 50% free throw shooter.
Watch him knock down two.
No, I don't see that. You lost your jinx because you were talking about Chaplin all night.
The guy that you're supposed to foul and you do foul a lot of times comes in clutch.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
There we go.
Missed that one. Rose-Hulman down 3. Do they go for 2? Do they? Oh my God, no.
Okay.
Great timeout.
For the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for Auto, Home, and Life.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
15.7 seconds to go. 62-59. Engineers with the ball down 3. Troy, do you go for a quick 2, or do you try to tie this thing up?
15 seconds isn't very much. And if it's me, I'm popping 3, maybe get a second opportunity. But you want to take a quick shot either way. You don't want to burn the whole clock.
I'd like to see Jurich in here for rebounding purposes, to be honest with you, just in case. Rahman inbounds the ball in front of Coach Lloyd. To Harden, under 15 now. Chaplin pops out, and they got an offensive foul. I do believe. Nope, not going
on
anywhere.
Anderson.
I thought they called. They pointed at somewhere. I thought they were pointing the other way. I saw the referee point to the opposite end. I apologize that it was
fouls on Knight.
Jurich in for whom? Got 6 on the floor. One's got to come off. And that will be Harden. 10.8 to go. Engineers down to deuce. Blair, the freshman at the line. Oh, couldn't quite get it through there, and now a foul on Knight. Blair beside himself as that one, we talked about that tight rotation on the ball. When it hits the rim, it's just going to pop.
Yep. Yeah, it's not soft enough to really bounce.
No. So that's going to be the 5th foul on Hicks as he picked up a couple of quick ones as his night will be over. Terry Hicks finishes his night with 11 points, 8 rebounds, and played very good defense on the number 2 scorer in the conference, who's right at his average 20 points. But you're just going to expect that. You expect him to be at 20 even with good defense. If he don't play good defense, he'll be at 35 pretty quickly.
Yeah, Terry had quick hands all night. He was really keeping him in check about as much as you can. Can't be upset with his effort this evening.
In his 30 minutes of play, except for on switches, he guarded Knight the entire game.
Yeah.
In his 30 minutes.
And that's what I mean. His 20 points seemed like, if there is such a thing as a quiet 20.
Yep. A lot from the free throw line as Knight now is 8 for 8 from what they call the charity stripe. Up 3 with 9.3 to go. And that's short. Ram to Harden. Down to 5. Got to hurry. Down to 3. Chaplin, and he fumbled the ball on the exchange. They tried the dribble handoff, and Rose-Hulman couldn't quite get that off as maybe the spacing wasn't quite what it needed to be on that dribble handoff. Chaplin had an opportunity as he was, Troy, I thought he was wide open coming across around that curl. Couldn't quite execute it for the game-tying look, and Rose-Hulman goes down in defeat 63-60.
Yeah, it looked like Max kind of had his head up, and I mean, kind of both of their faults on that one. It looked like it's just a miscommunication. Unfortunately, at the end of the game, cost you an opportunity to tie it.
Rose-Hulman goes down 63-60. We'll take a quick break and come back with the post-game show after this message on the Indiana Sports Network.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
and there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtles!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. The healthcare professionals of Union Health since 1892, providing compassionate healthcare of the highest quality to generations of Wabash Valley families. Union Health, healthier together.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 1 crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
1 Sonic cream cheeseburger.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, Anderson travels down to Terre Haute and gets a hard-fought victory, 63-60. And what you thought, and you were correct in thinking it was going to be a low-scoring game, very defensive-minded affair.
Yeah, it was. I mean, both teams played exactly how we expected to, honestly. It was a very hard-fought game, very physical. Felt like Rose had a little momentum there towards the end of the game, but just one bad decision here, one bad decision there, and all of a sudden a 2-point loss, and that's a tough one. It makes this coming Saturday even more important for the Engineers.
And you look at leading scorers quickly. Knight had 21, Ivano 15, Shropshire 14 for the Ravens. The Engineers led by Chaplin's 15 and Hicks's 11. 8 by Jurich, 6 of those, I believe, coming in the second half. Hicks and Jurich both with 8 rebounds. Hicks end up fouling out. An opportunity to tie the game goes by the wayside on that last possession. Boy, you just love this, would at least giving yourself a chance there. But Rose-Hulman couldn't quite find the dribble handoff for that look.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to open Chaplin up on top for hopefully a game-tying 3, but just a little miscommunication, and that's what I mean. The fundamentals can really turn a ball game around sometimes, and tonight was one of those instances.
Next game out for the Engineers, and we'll have it right here Saturday, 1 p.m. Transylvania comes to town. Another big one for the Engineers as they try to get back on the right side of things. As that men will play at 1 o'clock, the women will follow at about 3:30. Rose-Hulman drops to 5-3 in the conference as Anderson improves their record to 6-3, so they'll move up into second place behind first place Hanover. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Crane Credit Union, Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Labor Link, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak, Sonic Drive-In, Union Health, and York Automotive. Our camera operators for tonight: Keenan Harper, Paige Lockmiller, and Dakota Sponsler. Tony Harper, our producer and director, from my broadcast reporter Troy Wilson. I'm Walter Gordon saying good night, God bless. We'll see you Saturday afternoon right here from the Holman Arena.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.